Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do a precursor video to the video that you're about to watch. I was really excited to shoot the video. Thought I had my camera set up right. Thought I had my Ceramic wireless lav mic set up right, but obviously that didn't happen. The video is a little soft around the edges and the sound level is a little low. So turn up the volume a little bit. Even with that said, the video is not horrible, but it's not the video that I intended to shoot. I could have reshot the video, but I thought that would be dishonest, so I didn't do it. And I still think there's a lot of good content in the video for anyone that's interested in installing a radar detector using a BlendMount mount and BlendMount mirror tap. So enough of my rambling. Let's just jump into the video. Thanks. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be installing my Uniden R3 radar detector. I'll be using the BlendMount mirror tap and also the BlendMount mount to install the radar detector. So let's just jump right into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to get to this connection here, which is a 12-pin connector behind the mirror. And to do that, you have to remove a couple parts. I've already done that off camera. To be honest, I didn't want to be in here and just rip this whole thing down, and then I would not be a happy camper. But anyway, but to get to this connector, you have to remove this cap off of the back of the mirror, and that will expose this connector. But before you can even remove this cap, you have to remove this plastic cover here. So to be honest with you guys, I was a little afraid to do it because I thought I was just going to tear it up. But excuse me, what you have to do is there's a hole back here where you can fit your finger in. So pop the first one out. Just give it a little constant pressure and it'll pop. And it's going to make a very loud pop. Don't be afraid. Just keep going. If you work your way all the way around, like, and I just set that up here for the sake of the video. But once you get that off, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs that's holding it. So, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's 5 tabs or clips holding it, and that's what that loud pop is. Go ahead and just work from this hole here. Get your finger in there, and it's going to be pretty tight, but go ahead and pop it down, pull it down, and it'll release this first clip. And then after that, you know, you can work your way around to the left side, and then, you know, back to the right side, and then to the left side, and then, you know, pull the front down, and it'll go ahead and come off. Excuse me, but initially it's gonna make a very loud sound, but don't be alarmed, it's just the clips. So moving on from there, after we get that down, then you have to take this cover off. And the way, because that cover mounts like that and mounts to the back of your mirror. So the way that I did that was took a small screwdriver and pried in between the mirror and the cover and was able to wiggle that off and pop that out. And then the 12-pin connector is sitting here, and then you can go ahead and push it up and comes off pretty easy. So now after you get that done, now here's the one of the things that you want to know or want to do. So there's a couple ways that you can do this, like I said, I'm using the BlendMount mirror tap and the BlendMount mount. What you need to do now is find your ground and a 12-volt power supply. So in this Corvette, when you look at this connector, you'll see the number 2. And I downloaded this information off the internet, but I'll show you guys how to find it if you don't have it, and I'll try and link this information that I downloaded in the video. Number 2 pin on this connector is violet and gray, and what that does is that violet and gray will turn on when you crank the ignition or when the car is running. So that's what I want my radar detector hooked up to. So when I turn the car on, the radar detector receives power and it runs. The 5th connector on here is a black connector. A black wire, and that will be your ground wire. And then number 8 is a red wire, and that is a battery positive wire. Excuse me, but I don't want it on all the time. I only want my radar detector on when the car is on. So I will be using the number 2, which is the violet and gray, and the number 5, which is the black ground. So, all right, guys, so the next step here is to unplug to separate the top of the plug from the bottom of the plug. There's a little tab here that you want to push in on and then pull up. And the top part that's coming from your headliner is where you want to install your mirror tap. Now, I already went over, what wires or what. Black is ground, violet is the run and crank, and that's where I want to hook mine up to. But just to show you guys an easy way to find your ground and your 12-volt power supply is you need a meter. I have a little Klein meter here, and I'm going to find ground first. So I'm going to take my meter and I'm going to turn it on. And remember, when you're using this, you need to have your ignition off, because what we're going to be doing is finding continuity between ground, so we know. And then I'll set that up. And basically, if I take the red and black and touch it, that's telling me that basically these two, the red and black wire, is one complete circle. I know some of you guys are going to correct me on that, but that's just giving you your continuity. So you need a meter, and what I've done to make this simple is ran a ground in my car from the engine. I know where there's a good solid ground in my engine compartment, and I brought a wire from there into here just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. And if we find the number 5 wire, which is the black wire, we can take our lead and so that right there is letting me know that indeed that black wire is actually my ground. Because like I said, I have a ground wire brought from the chassis to the inside of the car because I didn't want to take apart too much other stuff in the car. And if you wanted to find your 12 volts, then you would have to turn the car on, and I can press my ignition switch, get power to the car, and I will just find the red, which is at number 8, and turn your meter to volts DC. And I know this is going to be difficult for me to show you guys, but if I touch my lead onto this wire, I'm getting 12.17 volts. And that's how you would, and leave your ground hooked up to your chassis ground. And I wish I could show you guys that voltage on camera, but so that's how you would find your 12 volt ignition or 12 volts. But I'm not going to use that red number 8. Like I said, I just wanted to let you guys know that's how you would find it. I am going to be using the violet number 2 wire. And to do that, you know, it's pretty much the same procedure, but you would have to start the car and then go through those steps and touch this lead onto that violet and gray wire, and it would give you your 12 volts. So that's how you would find that. All right, guys, so when you purchase your BlendMount mirror tap, they provide you 8 different taps. So basically 4 pairs of mirror taps, 4 different sizes. So what we will need to do is, I'll start with my ground. So what I need to do is this number 5 black, I need to see which one of these 4 mirror taps fit into that socket. So let me go ahead and find out which one is the right size, and I'll get back with you guys. All right, guys, we're back. I was able to get the wires for the mirror tap installed. The hot wire went in fairly easy. My ground wire, I had a little bit of a struggle with it, but I actually broke one of my connectors trying to get it in there. So for me, I used the smallest one and was able to get it in. And then I went ahead and bent them down some so that when I get the cap back on, it'll go in pretty smoothly. And that sound that you have here right now is my heat gun. So let's go ahead and install the rest of the plug itself. And BlendMount provides you with a, make the camera focus, heat shrink that goes on your mirror tap. So that's why you hear the heat gun. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these in. That one went in just fine. We'll get the ground on, and then we'll hit this with the heat gun, and that should shrink right up and hold those wires into position. All right. that's what we should look like when we are all done with that. And I'll hook up the radar detector, start the car. Alright guys, I switched to my iPhone so that I could get this for you guys. So I am going to go ahead and push the button and start the car. Hopefully focus, and then when I turn the car off, the radar detector turns off, and that's what you want. So let's go ahead and finish the installation. Alright guys, so we have the cover back on the rear view mirror. We have our mirror tap installed. As you guys saw, it powered up. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the cover to here, and then we'll jump into mounting the radar detector using the BlendMount mount. Alright guys, be right back. Alright guys, now that we have the mirror tap in, we'll go ahead and install the mount. I've just loosened, I haven't read the directions, but it seems pretty straightforward to me. So I just loosened the screw that holds this bracket onto the mirror, and I will go ahead and give myself some room there. Give it a little bit more room. To get that on. Using the supplied Allen wrench, I'll go ahead and tighten the mount up. Now there is some adjustability. Sorry if my head was in the shot, but there is some adjustability to the mount. You can angle the mount forward or tilt it back, just depending on how you want to see your radar detector. I'll try and mount this left-handed so that you guys can see how that looks. And there it is there. And that is installed. So I'll go over to the driver's seat and do some final adjustments, get it dialed in and squared away just right. But that's pretty much the install. So hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Alright guys, just wanted to let you guys know that the Uniden R3 is mounted. It has been installed using the BlendMount mount and mirror tap, and the wiring is correct. I'll go ahead and hit the start button for you guys so you guys can see that it is working properly. Alright guys, just wanted to show you that.